Welcome to the Hopeless Stream. Tonight we are playing City of Chaos, designed by Martyn Oliver and Colin Thornton in 1996. And this is a game that has been out of print for 30 years, but there is a new edition of the game coming out from Rabid Games, an Italian publisher, later this year, and a GameFound crowdsourcing, crowdfunding campaign will start, I believe, later in the spring. So if you're interested in grabbing a copy of the new edition of the game, you can go to Rabid Games webpage and just sign up for the newsletter, and you will be notified.
A cool thing, a cool extra feature tonight is that we have one of the designers here with us in chat.
We have Colin Thornton in chat, who hopefully will guide us a little bit when we get completely lost in the City of Chaos.
He does say, though, that it has been 20 years since I last played City of Chaos, so so maybe not.
Well,
okay.
We've never played it before. Colin hasn't played it for 20 years, so between us, I'm sure we'll manage.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so a great way of showing off the game.
So, let us begin by saying that what you're looking at here is the City of Chaos, and let us also say that we are not playing the game exactly as it's written out of the box, because it is a modular city crawler where you are supposed to reveal a new tile every time you leave a tile, you reveal a new tile and place it. But because of space constraints and because we wanted to have the feel of the city sort of right off the bat, we've just built a city.
Yeah.
So this is the city we're going to explore.
And we don't know how it's going to work with the rules, but hopefully it will somehow make sense.
Hopefully, I don't think it can fail, actually. I think
there's no failure on the Hopeless Stream.
No.
Historically.
Historically always, but
whatever. It's not going to that
but
just yet.
This is the city of Byronitar. And Byronitar has descended into chaos. So, streets don't follow the same path that they used to. Buildings don't stand where they used to. And there are all these shadows moving along the walls. There are strange creatures howling in corridors, and neighbors who look at each other as if they'd never seen each other before. So the whole city is spiraling out of control, and the chaos that has grabbed the city is now threatening to spill over the city walls and into the country at large. So something has to be done to stop this chaos. That, though, is not why we are here.
No?
Because we are Ulrich.
Ja, natürlich.
And I'll just show you Ulrich.
It's Ulrich. Nice, very green cape.
So this is Ulrich. He actually doesn't know that the city has descended into chaos. But he knows the city. Because Ulrich, he grew up here.
Maybe, and he's always longed back here. He's been away for what, 20 years or so?
Yeah.
And he's come back to sort of see if he can find out what actually happened.
He has a troubled past. I mean, growing up in the city wasn't easy. Of course, at the time, there was no chaos in the city as such, but there was the normal human chaos of growing up. And he grew up as an orphan. He didn't know who his parents were, whether they were dead or alive. He had a caretaker who was treating him, I think, more like
an errand boy.
Errand boy. Like, I'm never saying that is to say, put it nicely, right? Yeah. He was almost treating him like a slave. Like, he would just tell him to do everything around the house.
But did he ever tell Ulrich what happened to his parents? Why he came into his guardianship? I
think that Ulrich probably asked this question many times, and I think that depending on how much drink his caretaker Dietrich he had during the day.
Old Dietrich,
he would tell him different stories. Sometimes they were dead, sometimes they left him, sometimes they ran off to a faraway land, and sometimes they were swallowed up by some mystical alley behind the house.
The story was always that they left Ulrich.
Yeah.
Because they never thought much of him. And
Dietrich never gave Ulrich any, incitation to think that his parents would actually welcome seeing him again.
No.
He was very much a lost child in the world. And, as happens, in these circumstances, you fall in with the wrong people. And Ulrich ended up, I think, roaming the streets a lot, hanging out with some of the street urchins, maybe involved in some gangs.
Maybe, yeah.
Mocking people.
And just basically doing what he had to do to survive.
Yeah.
As a young, destitute child here on these streets.
And one day he came home and the door was just locked. Like the bar was put behind the door and he couldn't open it. And there was just no answer when he knocked.
And I think through because of all his petty crimes, there was starting to get a little bit of heat on his tail. So he thought it best, maybe I should go and seek my fortune elsewhere.
Yeah. And that's when he left the city. And he was like, what was he, like 13, 14 years old or something at the time? And then he spent 2 decades adventuring. He has been out, he has seen the world, he's fallen in love, he's fallen out of love, he's delved deep into mountains, he's fought mysterious creatures, he's seen a lot. But the one thing that keeps nagging him, and the one thing that he's always sought the most, is of course the question as to, who were my parents? Where did I come from?
So he's trying to go full circle here.
He's looking for a destiny, right? I mean, he has been trying to find his destiny and just traveling around the world and going on all these quests and experiencing all these things. But none of them really matter as much. None of them has been able to quell that burning question that's within him.
Where do I come from?
Where do I come from? He just wants to know what his place in the world is. And I think once he knows that, if he ever gets to know that, then finally he can sort of sit down, rest, relax, and just live a normal life. And somewhere behind all those tall tales that he has been involved in, that's really what he's longing for. Just to calm down, to sit by the hearth and, hear a tale and have some grandchildren, running around on the floor. And
but unbeknownst to him, he's returning to a city of chaos.
To a city of chaos. And as we start, Ulrich stands before the gates of the city. And strangely, there are no guards. Like, the gates are just open.
Okay.
And there's just this mist that is seeping out from within.
Foul-smelling mist.
Foul-smelling mist. Like it's in his nostrils. It's like it's making him reek just as he stands out there. And he looks up and as always in these places, you're afraid to just go into a city because the guard might fall upon you. And he tries to call out.
Anyone there?
Proclaim his name. I am Ulrich, son of Byronitar. But there's no answer.
No.
There's just this faint howling. And the fog is creeping out and twirling around his legs, almost grabbing his ankles and dragging him through the gates and into the city of Byronitar.
Byronitar, open the gates.
And Ulrich steps in. And now, what we're going to do in this game is that we're going to move around the city. And we are going to try to discover, of course, first of all, our own destiny. Like, what's happened? Like, where do we really come from? But part of this quest may also be to discover some of the sources of this chaos that has taken hold of the city.
Sure.
And whether we find it or not, we don't know. But we're just going to go in and we're just going to see what happens.
Yeah. For now, we just want to, first of all, we want to know what happened to our parents back in the day.
Yeah.
What was this in the origin story here? That's the thing we need to solve, first of all.
And we stand there just within the gates, looking up and down the street that runs. And if you will, pick the topmost action card and see what happens.
Oh, I get to pick an action card. Okay. What you can't see right now is that we have an array of cards just off screen, strategically placed off screen. And these action cards, I guess, we pick a card every time an action happens.
Well, the rule is that if you are outside a location, that is, he's outside one of all these houses you see on the board, then you take an action card.
Okay.
If we enter into one of the houses, then we pick a location card.
Ah, like that. Okay.
And there are also special locations around the board. So down here we have a ruined tower. Here we have a necropolis. Over there we have a marble something. I can't remember what it is. A marble something. We have an altar over there. We have a well in the middle. We have over here, we have a dark tower, which we should probably light the dark tower.
That's a great idea.
Let's light the dark tower.
This is where the mist is coming from, perhaps.
Yes. And again, it's a game where we start out, we don't have much. We just basically have the clothes we wear. We have a simple sword. We have a few coins in our bags. And we haven't been here for 20 years, so we don't know what to expect. But I'm pretty sure that if we just start running into the dark tower and try to confront what's ever in there, it's probably going to go really poorly.
Sure.
So we probably need to build ourselves up a little bit. But now at least we see the smoke rising. So if you pick the topmost action card, we can get into the action.
I just want to show you what an action card looks like.
Yeah, do that. Some grim face on it. Some mysterious grim face.
It's like a troll face almost. Okay. Rat catcher.
A rat catcher is the first thing we see.
Very fitting.
I'm just going to take a rat.
Yes.
I mean, I guess there shouldn't be any rats when there's a rat catcher, but...
Maybe it's not the best rat catcher. You meet a scruffy little man in gray clothing. He carries a sack, which seems alive. He offers to come with you and catch any rats you may meet. If you play this card, go to 647. The rat catcher will not help you in any combat. Keep this card until needed, then return to pile. So he offers to help us out.
Did we just get a friend?
We just got a friend.
We walk in and we see this guy who is collecting rats, and God knows there's a lot of them in this town. And I don't know. I mean, we are just standing there and he comes by, and I don't know I don't see this as a friendship striking up as such, but I think perhaps we are also just looking for someone to tag along with.
Sure, and we don't know the lay of the city. It's changed so much since we last were here.
So perhaps it's more of a, like, we kind of ask him, like, can you just, can we just tag along for a bit?
Yeah, and he's like, sure, I'm going, I'm going my usual route anyways, so you might as well tag along. So let's take this card. If you play this card, go to 647. Well, I don't exactly know what that means.
That is in the lore book.
Okay, what a deal. Cleaning paths for rats. Maybe he knows some sneaky ways through the city. Indeed.
That's what we're hoping for.
Great. But he probably knows the city better than most.
But it just means that we have a rat catcher friend.
Great.
This is a great start.
Yeah. Friendly place this.
Yeah, perfect. So where should we go? I mean, we have some of these main locations around, and the old cemetery is over here. And I guess we're looking for the house where we lived.
Yes, and hopefully we can find Dietrich and to sort of question him once more.
Yeah.
Perhaps this time with a little more authority.
And it's strange as we walk around the city because it seems, I mean, we kind of thought that we knew our path through the city, but it's just as if we cannot probably remember. It's like didn't the path used to go this way, and wasn't there like a small lane you cut through, and like
everything has changed.
Everything has changed. It feels like being in a foreign city, which kind of takes us out of it a little bit. So we're probably going to have to knock on a few doors before we actually find that house.
Yeah. And so what are our options? Can we just go anywhere?
Yeah. I mean, basically when we enter a new tile, we can be in the street and have an encounter, or we can enter into a location, knock on a door and see what's there.
What about up here? There's like a weapon rack or something like that. Could be interesting to explore. I don't know
what's there. But we can go. I mean, so perhaps we follow the path. Perhaps that is where we remember that we used to live.
As far as we remember, yeah.
That was where.
Yeah.
So I think we moved there, but as we are crossing through this corner,
the rat follows along.
And the rat follows along, maybe something happens on the path there.
Okay. Another action card.
Yes. Escapologist. You come across a writhing Hessian sack lying in the road. If you listen carefully, you can hear, "Help me! I've been stuck in here for days."
Not unlike the rat catcher's sack.
No, but I think whatever's in here is either a very large rat or is something other than a rat.
All right.
Do you wish to free the pathetic escapologist? Or do you just leave him struggling to get out?
Why not? You know.
I think also because we're new in the city, we're like, oh, we need to help him.
Yeah.
And perhaps the rat catcher, he's a little more...
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I wouldn't touch that sack. It's like, you're walking around with a sack full of rats. Full of disease. Like, what are you afraid of?
Yeah, but he's like, in this town, people don't really help each other too much.
No.
But I think we should go for it.
There's a guy trapped in a bag.
When we see someone in trouble, we know.
Yeah. We're friendly. We're friendly people.
Yeah.
Let's help him out. So we go to 13 in the Tome of Chaos. Yes, Jeden says, help the poor sack man, of course.
This poor sack man.
With a ta-da! A tall, thin man springs from the sack. He looks around and gloom crosses his face. All gone, have they? He asks you. Fickle lot. I thought at least some of them would have waited to see my grand finale. He's obviously been doing some trick and the audience just left.
Maybe he's like a magician or a juggler or something.
He tells you of the finale, of how he dangles 150 feet above the ground and free himself from a tangle net. Well, that's it. I don't suppose I'll be needing these now. Here, you can have them. We get a tangle net.
Great.
And a Hessian sack from the items pack.
Awesome.
And Marvo the Magnificent then wanders dejectedly off down the street.
Thank you. Marvo the Miraculous. Magnificent.
Fantastic.
Great.
A tangle net and
That's
a Hessian
great.
sack.
That's awesome.
This weird contortionist. So you can see we're getting some stuff here. We're getting a sack, so maybe you can read what that says.
Hessian sack. This is a plain brown sack made of a coarse material used across the empire to carry stuff in. That seems appropriate.
Okay, that's so we just have a sack.
We have a sack.
Okay, who knows when that might come in handy. And here is the tangle net, which is the one that he was suspended 150 feet above the ground. That's like 30 meters or something, right?
Oh, what's the logistics of that? That sounds intriguing. A tangle net. Once cast, the net will impede the fighting ability of its target. It takes one round to throw the net, during which you cannot attack, but you can defend. Your opponent, once trapped, will progressively lose the power to attack. -1 point off attack the first round, 2 points the second, etc., etc., until the opponent has no attack left at all.
Wow.
The net can, well, don't get too excited, the net can only be used once.
Okay, but if we find a worthy opponent, or opponents, we can basically just entangle them.
So we are starting to get some tools here in case we need it.
I mean, we came here with very little. We already have a friend, and we have a sack, and a net.
And a net. That's
Perhaps
awesome.
the rat catcher, he's eyeing that sack.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, his own sack is really gnawed up by all the rats, right?
Is that a Hessian sack?
I mean, I guess the reason that there's a rat running after is because the rats are constantly like falling out of the sack of the rat catcher. So it's like a Sisyphus job he's on. He's like just carrying this sack around with rats falling out, and then he catches them, put them back in the other end. So he's like, do you want to trade sacks?
We
let's
don't want
see.
a smelly rat sack.
Maybe if he helps us out at some point, we can do that.
Sure.
I think that's where Dietrich lived. I think that's where we grew up.
I think I recognize that door.
Like the window, perhaps it's just because I'm older now, but I always felt that the window was higher up somehow.
Yeah.
We must have grown.
But he had that bush outside his door. That it wasn't a rose bush. It was but it was a thorny bush.
Yeah.
That you always get caught your pants whenever you left the house.
Yeah. Is that still there?
It seems there's some shrubbery there. I don't know.
It seems to have withered and died. There's only the thorns left, no flowers.
Oh. So let's go.
Let's go knock on that door. So we're gonna walk up here.
Don't forget the rat.
All right. So we knock on the door to what we think is our old house. So if you will take a location card and read it out.
Let's see. All right, we have a location card here. Just to show you. Let's see here. A witch's hovel.
Witch's hovel.
That's not what we remember. You enter a poorly lit hovel. Upon the far wall, you notice an ornate mirror. The reflection in the mirror shows a beautiful young woman, combing golden locks of hair and holding a gem-encrusted staff. An old ugly hag springs in front of you and screeches, "Get away! Get away! The mirror is not for mortal eyes to leer at. Go now, I'll boil your eyes in their sockets." That's not nice. But we did also just enter her house unannounced. So we have a choice here. Do you stay and see what happens? Then we should go to 5:15.
She tells us to leave, right?
If we don't leave, she's gonna boil our eyes in the sockets that are planted.
Is that also what you did to Dietrich?
Yeah. So we can stay, see what happens, or we can leave.
Do you think when we were kind of thrown out from home, of course we were hanging out with the wrong crowd, we were up to no good. But maybe this was also the time when Dietrich, he got a girlfriend because he had been single. And
that's how we got into so much trouble, because we couldn't stay at home anymore. We were constantly thrown out.
Dietrich was just not interested in us anymore.
Yeah.
Now he had this woman, and this woman, to us, she was always a witch.
Yeah. She was like the evil stepmom.
Yeah. And it's like she did not want us in the house. We were just trouble. We were just like an extra mouth to feed. Didn't want us around. So what we're standing in front of here.
Could it be her?
Could it be her? Like, she's aged, but I mean, 20 years went by.
Yeah, and also she could easily have outlived Dietrich. Who knows?
I mean, I feel like that we have to, we cannot just leave our birthplace. I think we have to ask some hard-hitting questions here. Like, what happened to Dietrich? Where is Dietrich?
And do we really believe in the empty threats of an old hag?
Not really. I mean, she was always, she was so conniving, but we could always trick her, right? She would always, try to bar our way in, but we'd climb through a window, we'd steal the apples she bought from the market. We was like...
I think we should stay and see what happens.
Yeah, let's do. What do we have to do?
So we go to 5:15.
5:15. So now there is this thing in the game where we can take the location and we can put it in a little plastic foot or stand and place it in the house. So we know that this is the house of the old hag. If you have the scroll of reversal.
No. Exactly. We have a Hessian sack and a tangled net.
It's not listed for some reason.
No.
Okay. Otherwise, the witch cast a spell on you. Oh, be gone, Ulrich! Why have you returned? With eyes boiling in their sockets, you run for the street. Oh, our eyes are boiling now.
Oh no.
Roll a d6. Oh my god. The result is the number of terms you are blinded.
A 1?
Only 1. So
fortunately.
We look away very quickly. And the number of body points you lose. Now, this is a great moment where we can introduce the body point track.
Body points.
Which is basically hit points or health. And if you look on the screen, there is a long row of skulls. And you can see 10 skulls, which means that we have 10 body points.
Oh, that's a body point.
And we just lost one of them.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you'll have the honor to remove one of our body points, down to 9.
Maybe, is this a better...
Yeah, whichever end you feel you want to start from. Yeah, the light end.
Now we're at 9 body points.
So, but also, our eyes almost melted in our face. They're not just very red.
Not nice.
And we're kind of blinded. And we can only move 1 square per turn. If we're a somatologist, we can heal ourselves. Now, a somatologist is it's a guild of doctors.
Okay.
And there are guilds in this town that you can become member of. And there are 8 different guilds. So again, as I said, this is a game that's brimming with content. But we are certainly no somatologists.
We are nothing right now.
So we basically just run out into the street.
Yeah.
I feel that since we're blinded, we should run in a random direction.
Sure. So we just hit a dice and then choose a direction from that?
Yeah. So I think if we say 1, 2, 3, we go north. 4, 5, 6, we go south because we cannot go east.
Yeah.
So we go north.
Screaming with our eyes, smoky eyes.
So do you think the rat catcher, he still tags along, or do you think he's become a little scared of us?
That's a good question. I think he runs along. He want to see where this goes.
Okay. I mean, perhaps he's also starting to spill the beans a little and say like, yeah, this city is not like it used to be. Things are changing around here. Like people are changing. And because I actually knew, and perhaps we start asking him. And perhaps, does he know anything about Dietrich? Does he know anything about this house, or has he just...
I think what he's saying is like, this hag has been here for at least 20 years. I don't remember any Dietrich here. So maybe we're barking up the wrong tree. I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't the right house that we went to after all.
No.
That may very well be the case. Huh. Interesting. But at least, I mean, I'm already suspecting that she did away with Dietrich. Because she's up to no good, that hag.
Maybe we should return once we have gotten a scroll of reversal, right?
Oh yeah. That's actually a nice clue. We need to find a scroll of reversal. Yeah. That's a little mini quest we have set out for us.
Sure.
So, what now?
I mean, well, we can go door to door, New tile, new action. Oh, that's right. We're on a new tile now.
Yeah. So that the basic rule of the game is that when you enter a new tile, you draw an action card. And
Jeden wants us to check the graveyard.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Maybe we can find the grave of Dietrich.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. Okay, but before we do that, we do have to check an action, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there are a couple of tiles, and again, we're not going to play strictly by the rules. So it's not like we're going to take 3 actions to get to the graveyard, but I think we should at least have 1 encounter on our way to the graveyard.
Sure.
But you can see we're going to pass by the village well, or the city well. So, and I think at the well, we can even stop and drink.
Does drinking some water maybe replenish our health?
What we can do is, we have 5 coins, and you can toss a coin into the well and make a wish. And then you roll the chaos die, and we can get a blessed card.
Jeden also suggests maybe we should wash our eyes.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I definitely think we should. I think we need to do that. But I think that's the first thing that happens, and we have the encounter later, right? We kind of run out. We like red-eyed.
Yeah.
And it's hurting.
Yeah.
And we got to get to that well. And if there was an encounter on the way to that well, we just brush it aside.
We didn't even take notice. We just like, get out of the way, get out of the way.
Get out of the way. And the rat catcher, he's like kind of giggling a little bit in the background. Like, who is this fool?
Yeah. Can't just barge into other people's homes and don't expect your eyes to be boiled.
And perhaps the rat catcher says, well, if you throw a coin into the well, it'll grant you a wish. And we do actually have a wish. So after we have sort of splashed water in our face and our eyes are all reddened, but finally we're beginning to see again, it's not all blurry. Should we try for a wish?
Of course, yes.
I think we need to find Dietrich. I mean, I don't think that we can find our parents without going through Dietrich, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I think he's kind of a link that cannot be missed somehow or skipped. So what happens now is that we throw a coin, and I'll just show you the coins. And then you'll have the honors of throwing the chaos die. Perhaps you can show the chaos die. It has 3 different symbols on it.
Very occult.
Very occult die. Star, squiggle, and moon. So if you throw the squiggle, we will receive a blessing.
Well, let's hope so.
And we may have our wish granted.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. We have just been blessed. So
I feel blessed.
Now,
I feel blessed playing Chaos, the City of Chaos from 1996.
if we just can take like a 2-second moment,
Yes.
already, this game is awesome, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Like this, the story that it is delivering with like a minimum of mechanics and just the level of immersion in it, I say it does help to have your own narrative thread. But I have a feeling that literally anything can happen in this game.
But it is it is a branching narrative in the sense that it is like those old books where you just like go to page, yes, in this case 515, but this is just with an added 3-dimensional layer on top of it, which is just a great helping tool basically in order to further enjoy and to further embellish in the world of branching narratives.
You can I mean, when you played these old fighting fantasy books, I would always sit with my grit paper and try to map the path, and then it would be confused and suddenly the passage would go back into a wall or something. But here you have the map laid out for you, and it kind of helps you orient it. And the way that now we have visited this house, so we put a card in it so we know what is in that house. If this was a fighting fantasy book, to find your way back to somewhere in those books could be really, really difficult. There was that book called City of Thieves, which was a little bit like this, just a massive city. So it was very sandboxy, open world game book where you could go anywhere, but man, it was difficult to find your way around the city. Yeah. I spent like hours and hours and hours just mapping the city before I could really play the game.
But I also do love mapping things when playing games.
Yeah.
That is cool. So pros and cons. Okay, but now
we are blessed.
We are blessed. We have been blessed. The player has been blessed by a disciple of order. From now on, the player will add 1 to all defense scores in combat.
Oh,
that's
wow.
huge, I think. May you always walk in light. So +1 on defense in combat.
So we have like this like glowing aura around us, like an armor of light.
Another thing, being blessed also cancels out any curses. I don't think we've been cursed by the witch, but our eyes seem to clear up now.
Yeah, I definitely think that the redness in our eyes is suddenly gone.
Yeah.
The witch's spell is dispelled, and perhaps the rat catcher, he stops giggling. He's like, there's something special about this Ulrich guy.
Yeah. So we move further, still bringing the rat and the rat catcher along.
What a wonderful little party. So, do you want to have the honors of an action card?
Yes. Let's check it out. The Builder. You see a most unappetizing sight. Working on restoring a crumbling wall is a large man. He is bending down away from you, pointing the wall. I can imagine what vision that meets us here. The offensive sight which greets you is the Builder's hairy backside, which is only half covered by the baggy trousers he is wearing. Oh my god. Do you wish to interrupt his labors and interact? Well, just because you have a hairy backside and your pants aren't tight enough, doesn't mean that you can't be a nice guy.
And I'm also thinking, I mean, he's working on something right outside the graveyard.
Maybe he's seen something. Maybe he knows something.
Maybe he knows something. Maybe he's probably not the caretaker of the cemetery, but...
Well, he is repairing the wall.
But, I mean, we are just desperately looking for clues.
Yeah. So of course we should interact.
So of course, like, sorry to interrupt you, sir. We're saying we kind of avert our eyes as he turns around, so it's not so obvious that we're staring at his backside.
One thing though, doesn't say how we can interact. Is there another way of interaction?
Yes. So what happens now, and this is one of those things in this game, is that we find the Builder in this table of, what did Colin say, 150 NPCs, I think?
150 NPCs, wow.
And then we now decide, do we want to greet, help, or threaten? So we can just say hi, or we can perhaps try to help him build whatever he's building.
Yeah.
Or we can, for some unknown reason, just threaten him, which we probably wouldn't do.
Doesn't make sense. What about just greeting him?
Yeah. Then you throw the chaos die, and depending on which side of the die comes up, we go to a specific paragraph in the tome.
Okay.
So there's one of 3 different outcomes when you greet the builder.
Okay. The moon.
The moon. It's 3:12. So he says, "Good day to you," says the builder, resuming his work. He was not interested in conversing with us at all.
Just a casual hello.
It was just a good day.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I mean, okay, he's working.
He's
Doesn't want to
working.
be disturbed.
Oh, yeah. All right.
What the hell? So then I guess
Let's go to
we have to go to the necropolis. And you can see the rat catcher. He kind of stands at the gates.
He's not so sure about this. And also it's flirting with rats in there.
The rat, on the other hand, runs straight through his leg and straight up on the sarcophagus.
Yes. It seems that the rat catcher hasn't been here for a long time.
Yeah. This is one of the places. He knows that it would be one of the best places to go, but there are weird apparitions in here, shadows moving along walls.
And as long as the rats that he catches, they keep falling out of his bag, he still has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
All the other places in town.
So what happens now is that if you see on the screen in the top left, there are 4 black cards. One of them says Necropolis.
Necropolis.
So you take the Necropolis and just read, I think. This is one of the special locations in the game. I have really no idea, but we should show the artwork, yeah. Is it a window or?
It's like a gate into a cemetery.
Oh, and there's someone moving in there?
It seems almost like ghosts or tombstones or... All right. Necropolis. Black wrought iron gates rise high above you. Behind the closed gates, you can see an intricate maze of tombs and crypts. The whole area is shrouded in a dank, deep smog, which obscures your vision. A cold shiver runs down your spine. If you wish to enter the necropolis, go to 678. An ominous
Is
number.
there no other option?
Either you do it or you don't.
We of course do.
We of course have to enter the necropolis.
We have to enter the necropolis. What else could we possibly do? So what do you say, 678?
678. Sticking the Lukes congratulates me on my voice work. Thank you, Sticking
It
the
was
Lukes.
very good.
We aim
I should have
to, of
congratulated
course,
as well.
render the appropriate language of the necropolis.
Very nice rolling R's. I'm just gonna, not because it's really what happens, but I just want to show some of the artwork.
Oh yeah, awesome. That's amazing. I don't even know what that is, but
I don't even,
great.
but again, I think it shows you something about the cross-shine, because right now it has felt very medieval fantasy-like so far, right? Let's see what happens. You push on the black wrought iron gates. Begrudgingly, the gates squeal open just enough to allow you to enter. Squeezing through the gap, you enter the dark city of the dead. Ornate marble crypts form an intricate maze, making the way to go confusing. Through the dense smog, you see dim shapes which move to surround you.
Ghostly apparitions.
Which way now? Do you head north, head east, head west, or use the chant scroll?
We're down on scrolls here.
We're really down on scrolls. It seems scrolls is a big thing around here.
We should have known.
But we have northeast and west, but no south.
Do we need a map for this? Do we need to draw a map for this?
If we get more of these questions, we will, I think.
Okay.
But I think maybe it's just one. I don't know. We'll find out.
So the options are north,
East and west.
north, east, and west. So we're coming from the south, I'm gathering here.
Yeah. I mean, I always have the feeling with the dead that west is always, it's the direction of the setting sun. To me it spells death. Maybe it spells our own death, but I mean, we are looking for Dietrich, right?
Yeah. Sure, west is fine.
Oh, unless you have strong opinions on something
I don't have
else.
strong opinions on cardinal directions.
We look back at the rat catcher and discover he's not there. He's just remained outside the gates.
I think so. He's not gonna go. He would be crazy to follow us this far.
Yeah. So if something comes up with rats, he's not there to help us.
We're just gonna discard the rat catcher card because it doesn't make sense to
No,
to keep
and
him.
he's not going to wait for us, right?
No. He's busy finding...
He's busy finding rats.
Yeah.
So he's down here.
Put it
now.
on the bottom of the pile here.
Yeah, you can just put it at the bottom. Okay, so we head west. West seems as good a direction as any.
I agree.
I totally agree. But the smog here lies thick. Soon you are lost among the tombstones. Oh, go to 390.
Oh.
We are now lost. Do we have...
So the map didn't help in any case.
We have a net and a bag.
We have a net.
And we're blessed.
Yes.
But let's hope that blessing carries far.
But it is a Hessian sack, though, so maybe that's...
Did we go to the cemetery too early, I wonder? Well, let's see.
Well, what can we do?
We have to.
We have to.
Yeah. No. This is fine. Whichever way you go, you soon lose all sense of direction. The ungainly shapes which surround you draw nearer, and for the first time you see them clearly. Ghastly zombies are hunting you. These creatures barely resemble the human corpses they once were. They seem now to be animated figures of clay and rotten flesh. A feral light gleams where once their eyes were, and with a silent scream, they attack. Do we...
That's a great description of zombies, by the way.
Fantastic. Do we recognize anything here? We're desperately looking. Is there like... Do we look over these faces and suddenly we catch a glint in an eye, or we don't really have time for that, or do we?
You know, maybe one of the zombies is kind of going with the same limp as Dietrich used to.
Maybe there's just... Yeah, I think it's just perhaps a thought that comes up, you know.
Is there anything there? What happens, and what are our choices?
Well, the thing is, if we have mesmeric head,
once again,
can you just check our bag?
I'm just looking through here. No, nothing.
Okay. Otherwise, enter combat.
Okay, fair enough. I guess it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. These zombies, they look brutal. And there are 5 of them. So...
This sounds like a Barbarian Prince type scenario.
Yeah, it's kind of this. Let me just get some more zombies here. Okay, we're surrounded.
Beset on all sides. We are indeed surrounded.
We are absolutely surrounded by zombies. And so, what we're going to do now is we are going to show off the combat system, but we're not going to play out these combats in full. This is a huge combat.
Okay.
We have like 5 opponents. They each have 20 body points. We only have 10. So they have like 100.
They have 20 body points, and we have 9.
We have 9. They have 20.
Oh, and there's 5 of them.
But
so
they
100...
have like very low attack and low defense.
Okay.
So let me just check.
Toasted says, are you playing as 2 or 1? Well, we are sort of co-op playing as 1 character, which may also be a mistake.
Yeah, we didn't even touch upon that. Actually, you're supposed to each player have 1 character and take turns exploring. So, and that of course makes it also a longer game.
Yeah.
But they don't have, they're not in the book, so we just use the stats here from this book.
Okay.
So the way it works is that we have a deck of combat cards. So I'll show you here. Yeah. These are the 6 combat cards. Each of these combat cards, they have an attack value and a defense value.
Let's remember, we are blessed.
So we have a +1 defense, which is nice.
Yeah.
So what you do is you choose a combination, like if you can see here, and it's usually they add up to, I think, 6 or 7, and the idea is that, you know, the more you attack, the less you defend.
Okay.
So
to me, this seems more or less random. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. So the defense numbers, when it's a high attack number, it's a low defense number.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the monsters also draw a random card. So the only thing is you can say is like, do you want to sort of defend a lot, or do you want to attack a lot? And
will we ever get a chance to escape this encounter, do you think?
We can choose to try to run. And then we throw an 8-sided die, and we have to roll higher than the zombies. But I think we should say that since they're zombies, they maybe only throw a 6-sided die.
Sure.
And maybe you're onto something when you say escape, because we're surrounded by 5 zombies who are out for our throats.
Yeah.
And this is a massive encounter.
And they have so many hit points that we don't even begin to... We can also throw a tangled net.
Ooh. How many do you think that can encompass?
It says... Takes 1 round to throw the net, during which you cannot attack.
Sure.
But you can defend.
Sure.
Your opponent, no S there, once trapped, will progressively lose the power to attack. So we can get rid of 1 zombie.
But there's still 4 left.
Yeah. We can't get rid of him, but we can sort of diminish his powers. Okay, so I choose here. I'm gonna choose a little bit of defensive strat here.
Okay, so we're gonna try to have a combat. But the thing is, when we're fighting 5 opponents, you choose 1 card, and then you match 5 other cards up against that card.
Oh, okay.
1 at a time.
Okay. Damn.
But let's just try. So, but I think
I'm gonna do this.
I mean, they have so many body points that they have 20. It's gonna take forever to dwindle them down.
So do I just choose 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm just gonna be very conservative here.
You go on full defense.
Yeah, not full, but almost full. You can also choose 6 defense.
Defense 5, attack 1. Then what happens is that we have a deck of monster cards, and we pick them randomly. So you take a card, you flip it over, and then you actually match up the cards like this.
Ah, okay. Okay. So there is some sort of ancient mysticism when combining these.
Yeah, the graphic matches.
Yeah.
So, and then what happens in this case is that the zombies attack with 5, we defend with 4, we defend with 5.
6, actually.
6. They have a +1 on attack, so they attack with 5, but we defend at 6. They have a -1 on defend, so they defend with 2, but we only attack with 1. And this is just one of the zombies. Then you do that for all 5, and you keep on doing that until someone, dies or not. So you can see, if we do this, we're gonna spend the next hour fighting this battle, or not the next hour, but
yeah,
it's not like really engaging on-screen combat for us.
Let's just say that we don't have a chance against these zombies.
We don't have a chance. So we're definitely gonna try to flee, but I think that we should say that the zombies get some hits in on us.
Sure.
So what do you say that we take a random attack card, and whatever that is, that much damage we take?
That's fine by me. It's going to be better than if we just played out this whole... because we would have been dead.
Yeah, it's going to be punishing. So I'm going to put up the wave of cards, and you just draw, and whatever it has under A is how much damage we take. Remember, we're blessed. Is bad?
The A is 5, and we're blessed, so it's 4.
Okay, so we lose 4 body points.
Okay, that's very bad.
And we didn't find Dietrich or the gravestone.
No. Tosa says, yes, combat can be brutal. Well, we have just witnessed that.
We also walked into a special location very early in the game, I think.
So I'm going to take away 4 body points.
Yeah.
That is nasty. Well, wait a minute. Didn't they have -1 in attack?
Oh, well, let me just see. You're right. No, actually, they had +1.
So 5.
So 5.
Damn it! I shouldn't have asked. Okay, so we are kind of skipping a combat here. I would say it's a little bit, but
this is the best possible outcome
in the service of moving the game along,
yeah,
and just to give you a more broader view of the game. And to not be bogged down by, since we're only 1 character fighting 5 zombies, it probably is it's stacked against us.
Yeah.
So we realized that. Yeah.
So what happens is that we somehow flailing, running through, falling over tombstones, running through the mist, like bumping into these waking dead that's walking the ground, for reaching out for us, tearing at us. Somehow, we don't even know how, we make it back to the gates. And we just run out of the graveyard, we slam the gate behind us, and we look around. The rat catcher is long gone. It's just dead quiet. The builder is still standing there in the corner, just
he's like, that's
putting
what
up
happens
bricks.
every day, man.
And we just stand there completely white in the face, bleeding, exhausted.
Drenched in a mix of sweat and blood and foggy moisture.
We sit down completely dejected.
Yeah.
We have almost been killed, and we are no closer to finding Dietrich. The only thing we have found is perhaps our stepmom, or what we call her, who tried to basically gouge out our eyes with her spells.
The evil stepmom.
This city has really, really come to a bad place.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of suggestions in chat.
Jeden says, wisdom might be found in some dusty library or one at some firelit pub, if the city has any. That's a great, great suggestion.
Yes, and I'm thinking that one thing we could do at this point is that we could try to look from one of the old haunts that we used to go to. Like one of those little dives where we used to hang out with the gang.
Yeah, great idea.
Do you remember looking at the city? Where was the Rat's Inn?
Was it... Let's take a look here.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Was it out by the contemplative skull up there in the north?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think your memory serves you correctly.
Thank you.
But I do think we will have an encounter on the way there.
Probably, yeah.
So let's move. There's a rat.
There's a rat.
So we are walking towards the Rat's Inn, where we used to hang out with Little Pete and all the other guys.
Yeah.
And we're looking at houses. We're walking past multiple houses. There are these sort of old, tired wooden signs that are swinging in the wind. We kind of don't really recognize the names, and we're sure that was the Rat's Inn, but the sign has fallen off. There's only sort of the metal hinges that's hanging in the wall. And we're standing looking at it, and as we're standing looking at it, something happens.
Something happens, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, what?
Rabid Dog.
Oh no! It's not a rat. I thought it was a rat. It's a dog.
Through the steaming factory fog, you can just make out a pair of piercing wild red eyes, watching your every move. The beast snarls, signaling its attack. Do you lunge forward in a bid to scare the beast? Or attempt to outrun the creature? Or stop and fight and enter combat?
I don't think we can outrun it. Not in this state.
No, we're pretty badly beaten up from the zombie encounter.
What was the first option?
Lunge forward in a bit to scare the beast. Could work.
Maybe that's our best attempt.
Just, make yourself big,
I mean, let's also remember, should it attack us, we have a net.
We have a net.
So we could basically just use the net if it jumps at us.
That's true.
So what if we approach it holding up the net and try to use that to threaten the dog?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so where do we go?
372.
Okay, 372. I mean, I think I've said it already before. I love this Tome of Chaos.
The Tome of Chaos is brilliant. It feels so good to sort of look up. It's very exciting to see what you get.
Yeah, and you really feel like you're in this city, and you kind of feel that you have agency because you choose your approach, but you're not really sure. I guess what you choose gives you an idea of what might happen, but I mean, trying to scare off a rabid dog, what can happen? If it is really rabid, it might just attack.
And I don't think there are any clues as to what may happen in the wording here. I don't think so.
I mean, just, I guess, what you can... If we run, we probably have to throw the dice and get a certain number, but I feel maybe with low body points, it's more difficult to run from it.
And also sometimes the counterintuitive thing is the right to do.
Yeah, and we don't want to be in a combat right now if we can avoid it.
No. So let's try to...
So it has us in a corner, and we lunge forward, holding up the net, said, "Be gone, you dog!" and hope it's not too rabid. If you are a mesmerist...
No. Cool thing to be, though.
Yeah, then we could have calmed it down, but we don't. If we have a firing weapon, a gun or a rocket...
Again, no.
Otherwise, you fail to scare the beast and it attacks you. Enter combat.
Okay, so unavoidable.
Unavoidable combat. Let's just see. I look up in the rule book what a rabid dog, how difficult as a Rabid Dog? Well, it has 6 body points, and it has a +2 to attack and a -1 to defense. And there is a special page that we have to go to if we kill it.
Okay, interesting.
And it says that the beast leaps at your throat, white spittle dripping off its quite enormous fangs. Special, roll the cube of chaos after every round. On a star, go to 280. I think what that might mean is now the time where we throw the net.
Of course. So, we do have a tangle net. It does take 1 round to throw the net.
Yeah.
During which you cannot attack, but we can defend, which is great.
Great.
Your opponent, once trapped, will progressively lose the power to attack. -1 point off the attack the first round, 2 points off the second round, and so on. Until he has no attack left.
So what do you say? We just choose the highest defense card we have?
Definitely, yes.
Which
the
is
strategy here.
Yes.
This is this complete Chaos City strategy we're doing here. We're doing the highest defense, which is 6.
Okay. It has a +2 to attack. So we're at 6 in defense. We're blessed, right?
We're blessed.
So we have 7 actually.
Yes.
And then I draw for the Rabid Dog, and
so it attacks with 5.
+2.
7.
We have 7 in defense.
Ooh.
0 damage.
Ooh.
And now its attack goes down, right?
Yes, correct.
So now it only has +1.
Yeah.
So should we try to choose a card which has also some attack in it? Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Because he might choose attack 6 again, or he might end up on attack 6 again. So let's do 1. I'm being conservative here.
Yeah.
I'm going defense 5 and attack 1.
So it's literally defense 6, right?
Yes.
With our blessing.
Yeah.
And it has an attack 4, which again equals out because it only has +1, so it's 5.
5.
So we defend. It defends with 3 -2, which is 1.
And we attack with 1.
So it's 0.
Yeah, again.
But now it's down to +0 in attack.
Yes.
So now we can perhaps be a little more bold.
Slowly inching forward. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Not a huge limb, but I'm going to say attack 3 and defense 4. So that's defense 5.
And it doesn't have any pluses now.
Yeah.
And so the Rabid Dog is caught in the net. It's snarling, it's biting at us, but it's being hampered by the net.
Yes.
Let's see how hampered.
Yes.
Attack 1,
Yes.
but a whole lot of defense.
Yeah, so that's not going to work.
So it's not going to work. So now it's down to -1 in attack.
Yes.
It's getting caught up in the net.
Let's see here. What can we do? We can go... We can go attack 5 this time, but only defense 2. Only defense 3 in this case.
But that's okay.
I think that's okay. So we're gonna attack 5 and defense is 3 because we're blessed.
Yeah, but it has -1 in attack.
Yeah.
So it attacks with 7, which is 6, which is 3 damage to us.
Oh no.
But it defends with 0 and we attack with 5.
Yes.
So it is now down to 1 body point, but so are we.
Yes.
And I think it bit us, so we have to roll the chaos die.
Okay.
And if we roll a star, it's probably bad.
Star. Oh no.
Oh no, 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 no. Go to 280. Let's see.
Oh no, no.
Let's see.
Tangle net. It's not good enough.
Plague. You have contracted the dreaded entropy plague. Each turn you lose a body point. Find a healer or somatologist who can rid you of the plague.
We have to do that very
Or
fast.
pray at the temple. Otherwise, you dissolve into a formless jelly and die.
We're gonna have to move fast.
So what I think we're going to do is that we're going to have a last round of battle, try to kill off that dog.
Yes.
And then we're going to run for the altar.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna go here with a defense of 4 and an attack of 3.
Okay, great. And it comes with an attack of 5
5, yeah.
and a defense of 1.
And we're blessed, so we're defend 5.
Yeah, and it attacks 5. So that equals out 0.
Yeah.
And it had 1 in defense.
We attack 3.
So we kill off the dog.
Oh, thank God.
So the dog lies dead at our feet in the net, which has been chewed to pieces. So we discard the net.
Discard the net.
And we can just see it bit us in the arm. And already now is like the wound is kind of bubbling and there's a
pulsating, is warm and
black liquid leaking out of the wound. And we just need to go to the altar.
Yeah. I think I know where it is. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's up here. Could that be the altar?
Yeah, that is the altar. Let's run.
We run.
Let's run to the altar.
Yeah. We're getting a rule here from Toasted. The dog is dead, so there is an action.
There is an action. You're absolutely right. Thank you for reminding us. What happens when the dog dies?
Get ready for this.
Okay.
Nothing. The character was carrying nothing of value. You have murdered for no gain.
Does that mean...
It just means that we should, feel a little bit sad. Yeah.
So we run to the altar, and it says if you pray at the altar, go to 680.
All right.
So...
Looking once again, we peruse the Tome of Chaos.
Let's be fervent in our prayers. Come on, help us, help us.
We need a lot of body points, and we need to get sort of cured from the plague.
You pray for guidance at the altar. Roll the cube of chaos.
Please.
Want to roll the cube of chaos?
Oh my God. Okay. Moon.
A moon. So nothing happens as we pray.
No.
we pray. Right now, we're not even concerned about Dietrich or our parents or anything. We just
want to survive.
We just want to survive. So it says that we can also place one or more items onto the altar, perhaps as an offering to the Lords of Light. If we decide to do so, place the items and then go to 555. Do we have something we can offer?
We do have a lovely Hessian sack.
I mean, it's a poor sacrifice, but...
It's all we have. It's all we have.
We put a lowly, moldy old bag with like some liquid at the bottom seeping through the Hessian.
It's heresy.
We put it on the altar.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Put it on the altar. With a puff, the shimmering image of a golden youth manifests before you. Holding up his thumb, the youth smiles. Cheers, he says, and promptly disappears along with the items.
All right.
So I think this was no magic. I think it was just the caretaker of the altar who just snatches our bags. And what a lovely bag, and takes it.
Well, that's how it works, people.
And we get nothing.
That's how it goes when you contribute to the local church.
So we're sitting here. We are down on our luck.
Extremely.
We need a drink. We need something.
We need something. Yeah, we're dying from the plague. We have 1 hit point left.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, technically we would be dead now, but we will survive with the plague, because the plague is also great narrative. Which means that we may be a little bit shunned now.
Yeah, let's do that.
As we walk around with this like festering wound on our arm.
Let's do that.
And again, we sort of stumble into the street and like, this is not the town we grew up in. Like,
something's changed.
It was always rough, but it was never this rough.
It's extremely rough.
It's really, really bad.
So we still have the plague. Perhaps it won't kill us off, but it is giving us a fever.
Yeah, we are definitely not feeling good.
No.
We're hanging on. We're like, yeah, we're at a wit's end here. So what do we do?
What do we do? Can we pray once more, or does that not work?
I'm not sure it works. I think we just desperately have to go look for a place where we can have a drink.
Yeah, we need something to refill our energy here.
Yeah, but I also do think that maybe that we say that since we're at the altar, we rest here.
Yeah.
We spend a turn resting. We sit down on the steps and we regain 1 hit point.
I think that's fair enough. We need to.
We need to have something to survive. So we are not, discounting the fact that we do have the plague, and it probably means that if nothing else kills us, the plague will probably kill us. But what can we uncover? Like the plague, is there... I mean, I'm just wondering, is that something that could also have been around? Could the plague have been around? Could that also be one of the reasons that,
I think what the plague might do, since we're resting, it might give us transcendental dreams.
Oh.
Plague dreams. And in those dreams, we might have visions.
Yeah.
That will give us a clue as to where to go next.
I think that as we rest and as we lie on the steps of the altar in our feverish visions, in order, again, to display a little bit of the game, is that we get a random clue.
Yes.
So in this game...
inside a fever dream,
there are 20 clue cards. And I think now we're just going to take a random clue.
Sure.
And we're going to see what is in our vision.
Clue number 6. Wizard at war.
Ooh.
Or rather, wizard war.
Okay.
Abidabi Beglin has a letter of apology for Jedrak Nehostra and Morgan Meerhad. That's it.
Okay. Can we just read that again? So there is someone called Abidabi Beglin.
Yes. Apparently.
He has a letter of apology for Jedrak Nehostra and Morgan Meerhad. These names mean very little to us, but also we are in a feverish plague dream.
We don't know.
And we just see these shapes drifting before our eyes and get some kind of feeling that there is something we have to do. It's important that this letter is delivered, but we don't have that letter. But at least we know.
Tosa said, plague dreams. I love it. Need to play Chaos with you guys. It would be crazy. Yes. Next time you find yourself near a wizard's tower, please come on in and we'll...
ring the bell and come on up the stairs and we'll play with you. No, this is great. So we have rested. We have gained a hit point. We now have plague, and I'm not sure...
We now have plague.
I'm not sure this is the normal plague. Plague. I think this may also be a magical plague. But
I think that we were always, since we were a child, we were never really sick. So I think for us getting the plague, we're not going to die from it, but it is going to affect us. But we have there is some magic, that's blood that surges within us.
Do you think that we are on the cusp of transformation?
Oh wow!
That what's actually happening is that the plague is basically substituting our blood.
Ooh, I love this.
And we may be about to transform or transcend into some different realm.
I prefer transcend.
You prefer transcend. So let's say that I couldn't imagine that happening in this game, but should we fall to 0 body points, we will be transformed into an agent of chaos.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
We will perhaps... Let's see what happens. If that happens, let's see what it might lead to. But I think there is a chance that we may be pushed over to the dark side.
We're already having plague dreams.
When we walk into the streets again, it's like it's even darker, it's even foggier, and it's we can hear the bell chiming in the hour of the dawn, but the sun isn't rising.
The sun no longer rises.
It stays down behind the horizon.
And the funny thing is that the fog, the foul-smelling fog that once was permeating the streets, is starting to smell good to us.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a rosy smell.
How nice. So we are, I think, very ready to go back to the Rat's Inn.
Yeah.
And find, hopefully, some of our old friends drinking there, if it is still an inn, because as we go back and turn the corner, the building has changed. It's not the same building that we were at before.
No. Seems like this city is ever changing, ever shifting.
It's suddenly a different house. Like, we did we make a wrong turn going back here?
I'm pretty sure we went exactly the same route.
Yeah, because we just did the exact opposite. But then again, we are a little feverish.
And we were running, so
And we're not completely clear in our mind. We're a little foggy-brained here. But we make it, and we pull down. We don't even knock this time.
No.
We just throw open the door. And what do we see?
What do we see?
You'll take a location card.
Location. City gift shop. That's amazing. You enter a shop crammed with gaudy mementos of your visit to Byronitar, as well as some absolutely awful novelty items. Here are the items for sale. You can buy some X-ray spectacles. You can buy a bull's slug ball hat.
What?
A figurine of Emma Who. You can also buy a dark lensed spectacles, which maybe have some powers. You can also buy assorted Tick Ivarian teas. Or you can buy a looking glass, which is the most... No, it's not the most expensive item. If you wish to rob the shop, this is also an option. Go to 630.
I don't think we're in no position to rob anyone.
No, I don't think so either. I think, well, judging by the cost...
What are the costs of the... We have right now 5 groats.
Yeah. So X-ray spectacles...
6.
X-ray spectacles and assorted teas are 1 groat. Dark lens spectacles is 2 groats. The slug ball hat, the figurine of Emma Who, or the looking glass is 3 groats.
I feel that we need dark glasses.
Me too. We wear our sunglasses at night, you know.
So we and I think now again, like if we talk like the meta level of the game, maybe we could have had a clue about some of these items and what they could be used for.
Yes, I would. Yeah, that would have been
for
great.
Like the statue of Emma Who sounds that is something that you need at some point in the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was also looking at the clue we got earlier, if any of the names seemed to ring a bell, but they do not.
They do
not,
actually.
No. Okay, so let's buy the dark lens spectacles.
Okay.
They're 2 groats.
Okay, so we paid 2 groats to the bank, to the gift shop, and I go looking for dark glassed spectacle, you say?
Dark lensed.
Dark lensed spectacle. Oh, here they are.
Okay. An ideal fashion accessory for the trendy duelist.
Ooh.
These glasses block out unwanted bright light, the cause of so much eye strain. Take clue card number 5.
Ooh.
So another clue card.
All right.
By the way, we need to jot down this location here.
Yeah, do you want to stand eat? There it goes. So we try on these dark lensed spectacles.
Yes.
And as we put them on, what do we see?
What do we see?
Dark Overlord. Unleash the power of the rose in his court, but make sure you're wearing the dark lens spectacles and have the strength to finish Baal Ashiram quickly. Okay.
There's a boss fight coming up.
So we need to find the Dark Overlord's court. We need to have the rose and then unleash its power while wearing the dark lens spectacle.
Well, we have the spectacles.
So we need the rose, and we need to find the Dark Overlord's court. But it also says, have the strength to finish Baal Ashiram quickly.
Yeah.
Which may be a problem. But, I mean, we still don't have the rose. We don't know where the court is.
No.
But we know it's here somewhere.
All right. So we have 2 clues now.
We have 2 clues. We still don't know what to do with them. And I also have this feeling that we came here looking for Dietrich, looking for our parents, looking for our story, basically. What is our story?
Yeah.
But it is as if the city is somehow creeping into our bones and taking hold of us, and it's changing us.
Yeah.
And whatever we thought we were doing here, it's as if our objectives are changing somehow. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think we should find the most obscure, run-down hovel in the city.
We are drawn to the gutter.
Yeah. And we look the part as well.
We absolutely look the part. Like, we have a black festering wound in our lower left arm.
Yeah.
Our clothes are tattered. I mean, one thing is that the rabid dog bit our arm, but it also bit our clothes to tatters.
Not to mention running through the graveyard, being chased by zombies who took a sizable chunk out of our left shoulder.
So we are basically just staggering through the streets, almost as if we just left a pub and had spent a good part of the evening in there.
I wish it was so.
if we could just lie down and sleep this thing off.
If only.
But that doesn't seem to be the case. So where is the slum of the city? It's in one of the corners, right?
I think so, yeah. It could either be down here, or it could be up in the left corner.
Perhaps down by the city gates? Isn't that where the rabble they used to hang out?
Sure.
And we know, I mean, the best place to be if you are in the business of being a cut purse, the only time in this city that people have something of value is the moment they enter the gates.
Exactly, yes.
So, of course, around the gates, that's where the worst of the worst they hang out.
Yeah.
And we used to hang out there ourselves.
We should know a way around those parts at least.
Yes.
If nothing else.
So we walk down the long street and we pass by the house where we used to live, where Dietrich used to live, but where now only his wife, we guess.
So it's turned into a witch's hovel, basically.
Yeah. And he's nowhere to be seen. But as we pass by that house, let's see what happens. We'll take an action card.
Aristocrat. Strolling down the street. Already we're running into these characters. Strolling down the street, you see a dandified gentleman tiptoeing around puddles and holding a pomander bag to his nose. A most pleasant day to you. Glad I am to meet your acquaintance. Very nice fellow. Roll a d6.
Okay. 6.
Okay, and if we had any heads, as you talked about earlier, we would add them to the die roll. So a 6+. He runs away squealing, "Help! I am beset by ruffians." No.
I mean, it's no wonder that we're scaring people off at this point.
We are wearing dark sunglasses in the middle of the night. Go to 606.
He calls out for help. This could be bad for us.
This could be very bad.
Let's see.
I am beset by ruffians. Who are you calling a ruffian?
The aristocrat spills the contents of his purse into the street.
Interesting.
As you bend to pick up 3 groats.
Yes.
We got money now.
Don't mind if I do.
Whoa. He scarpers off down the street crying, "Help! Help! I've been mocked!" Roll the cube of chaos. Do you want to roll it?
Yeah.
We now have, we bend down, we pick off up the 3 groats, and hostile faces stare at you from nearby buildings.
Oh no.
You know they have recognized you and will report you to the city guard. Take a hit and 3 groats. So now we take a hit, which is one of these skulls that we use for life tokens. So we now have 1 hit, which is 1 notoriety. But we also do have 7 groats.
We should spend that money somewhere.
Yeah, where was that gift shop again? We can't possibly find our way back.
No.
But, you know, it may not be the best idea to walk into the slums of the city loaded with money. But on the other hand, maybe it can buy us information.
Yeah.
So the aristocrat, he runs away screaming through the streets up
That's
here.
us.
No, that's the aristocrat.
Oh, that's the aristocrat. Okay.
And then we come here and we move further down here and we find this hovel. And sort of the door is like, it has almost fallen off its hinges. So it's kind of just like swinging back and forth in the wind, and there is a foul smell from in there.
It's almost as if this is where all the fog of the city is emanating from.
And instinctively, we lift up our dark lens glasses to peer inside, but the moment the lights hit our eyes, it hurts terribly, and we put on the glasses again. And we step inside the hovel. What do we find?
What do we find? Location. Pneumology Institute.
Ooh, let me pause for a second.
Okay.
Because I think I know what's happening.
Pneumology. Something with numbers?
No, this is a guild, I think. There is a guild called the Pneumologists. And I'm just going to show you. And this is also a moment where we can actually show off the original metal miniatures that come with this game.
Oh, yes, please.
And they are actually sculpted according to the different guilds. And the Pneumologist Guild is a guild which use pneumological principles, of course, which are basically how to create force using your willpower and your breath.
Okay.
So let me just show off these figurines, and there is actually a pneumologist figurine in the game.
Insanely cool. I don't know if a zoom would help or make it worse. Let me just try. It helps a bit. Very cool. Is that the pneumologist? Wow. Very cool. Extremely abstract design here.
So you can really see how he's puffing out his cheek, controlling his breath,
Yes.
using his willpower to basically create changes in the world. So we're going to put a pneumologist in front of us here.
Jeden asks, where are the figures from?
Well, we'll have to ask Colin about that, but clearly they were specifically sculpted for the game, and they're very unusual. They have these sort of slim bodies and large heads, and they don't at all look like something that I would associate with a 90s miniature.
No, they're much more abstract.
Much more abstract. They're really, really cool.
But they're from the game.
They are from the game, but I mean, and we would also want to play with them, but we haven't had a chance to paint them. So they look a little bit dull on screen, which is why we've not been using them. But now we met one. We met a pneumologist, I think. But
it sounds like it. Let's see here. Pneumology Institute. White marble lions flank the entrance to this imposing building. It's certainly changed since we walked in. Across the cool foyer stands an oak reception. As you approach, a bespectacled gentleman looks up from a technical manual and inquires.
Dark lens bespectacle?
Yeah, perhaps. Good day. Are you a member of the society? If you are, show your guild membership card, then go to 3. If you are not, he asks you if you would like to enroll. If yes, go to 507. If no, then he politely asks you to leave. I think we should enroll.
I mean, we have nothing to lose here.
Nothing to lose.
And apparently, I think one thing that we could really use is some breath control to, get into Zen.
Definitely.
And maybe transcend the plague and get back on track.
Yes. If that can help us, then we'll definitely enroll in an instant. So let's go to 507 and enroll in the institute.
507, the Pneumology Institute. You ask to join the institute, the receptionist says. Ah, pneumology is a fascinating subject.
Fascinating.
The use of breath as a physical force. I'm sure you're aware that the knowledge we possess cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. If you will swear loyalty to the Institute, you cannot be a member of the Magi, the Pyrotechnics, or the Mesmerists.
Okay, fair enough.
Have association with any of those, lower standing institutes.
We don't even know what you're talking about.
No. If you still wish to join, take the Institute textbook from the pack or leave. For your first lesson in pneumology, see Sir Blowing Wind. So we are now members of the Pneumology Institute. And you can see there are some basic principles. There are 3 basic powers available to pneumologists: the pneuma missile, the pneuma shield, and the pneuma ram. Take 1 card for each of the above from the magic pack. Okay, this game is in the process of exploding.
So we now have access to magic.
Pneuma, breath control, pneuma magic. Let's see here. I'll give them to you one by one, and you can tell us what they're all about. Pneuma shield. What is that?
The pneuma shield. A physical shield of air. Once cast, this shield lasts for 1 battle. The pneuma shield adds +1 defense per skill level of the pneumologist.
Okay, we were level 1 right now.
Whilst casting the spell, the pneumologist can only defend. So it's similar to our... no, we lost that one.
We not lost the net. The dog ate it up.
But we're still blessed, so we do have 1 plus defense.
So if we use the pneuma shield, we'll have +2 defense, and we cannot attack. But we can powerfully defend ourselves.
Yeah.
There's also a pneuma missile.
The pneuma missile, a physical projection of great force. By using the science of pneuma, a pneumologist creates a missile of breath and willpower, which attacks in combat. The power of the missile is +1 attack level.
Okay, so we can basically choose whether to use this skill to attack or defend.
Yeah.
Or we can use the pneuma ram.
The pneuma ram. The pneumologist can use this spell to batter a man-sized hole in any blockade to allow passage through. Pretty powerful. The ram can be used to remove fallen trees, repair sewers, or to force a path through a blocked square. Repair sewers, which we do all the time. Yeah.
So we can, if we're ever trapped, we can, like some other fairy tale creature, blow an open path.
Yeah. It's pretty powerful stuff we got here.
And we have now been offered to take our first lesson in pneumology.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Absolutely go. So let's see what we learn. You walk into the office and see a typical imperialist of Byronitar. Handlebar mustache, tweed jacket, and dangling monocle. All pronounce Sir Blue in Wind as a twit of the First Order. Oh, what a privilege it is to be able to teach the art of pneumology to you, Sir Ulrich. If you will just donate the training fee, then we'll proceed. The first lesson is free. After that...
As any good cult, the first lesson is free. It's free.
Is free. After that, the training fee is 3 groats.
Okay.
If you don't pay, make your excuses and leave now. If you do pay, Blue in Wind first of all explains the techno-magic behind pneumology, and then gives you lessons on the art.
We have money.
We have money, and we'll gain a skill level. So basically what we can do is we can pay 3 groats.
Yeah, sure.
The first lesson is free. Okay. I think we already had that. We got those basic pneuma skills, right?
That's in the pamphlet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in the pamphlet. So then we pay 3 money, 3 groats, and we gain a level, which means that we will now be level 2. Which means, I guess, that these skills we have means we can have defense +2 or attack +2.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we should interpret it like that anyway.
Yeah.
And then it says, if you are now level 4, then we go to a special number.
Well, we're level 2 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does mean, because we need to put this card on the stand.
Can we...
So if we return, and we're at level 4, I guess, then we can go back and get some further instruction.
So we do have to gain levels before we can spend more.
I mean, we could spend.
Training.
We only have 4 groats left, so we cannot buy our way to level 4.
Okay.
So it might not be worth it to buy it to level 3 and then.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So I think we should just see. Okay, we basically spent the day at the institute and we learned some basic breath work.
Breathwork.
And Jesus, we're turning into something here.
Yeah, we're magic holders now. We have the power of Numa.
We both have the power of Numa and the plague.
Which one is more powerful? We'll see.
We will see. This was great.
Yeah, finally some headwind here.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually also emboldened a little bit in the sense that we can now withstand something. I mean, we are still really low on body points, but yeah. What do you think that we also have a rest day here and gain a body point?
Yeah, of course, because we're offered, like, of course, some tea and a little bit of dates, perhaps, and some other luxurious items that this guild, of course, has plenty of. Since they're charging a premium.
The only thing is that we still don't really know what that plague is doing to us.
No,
because it doesn't seem like the normal plague. We have weird dizzy spells. We have tracers in front of our eyes.
Visions.
We have visions, like serious visions. We had one before. And yeah, we feel stronger, but we don't know necessarily where that strength is coming from.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, exactly, where do we go from here? We feel emboldened by this new knowledge, of course.
Sure.
By this little rest we've had. But somehow the plague is not really a problem for us. It's almost like it's becoming a part of our personality, our new dark spectacle personality.
It's just, at this point, like a different trait that we have.
Yeah.
We have the plague, and we carry it with us proudly behind our dark lens spectacles.
A proud plague bearer.
Yeah, and I think if we remove our spectacles now, you can kind of see these sort of weird black shapes forming in the whites of our eyes, like Rorschach images on our eyeballs.
Exactly.
And we go back into the town, feeling strange.
And perhaps a little stronger.
Perhaps a little stronger. So I wonder, what are we actually looking for now?
Well, we do have a few clues here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Wizard War.
There's something about a rose.
And then we have this clue number 5 says, Dark Overlord, unleash the power of the rose in his court, but make sure you are wearing the dark lensed spectacles that which we are wearing, and you have the strength to finish Baal Ashiram quickly. Mm-hmm. Well, with our newfound strength here, if we could only get hold of a rose, might we be able to take on Baal Ashiram?
I think, at least in our own self-understanding, we may be able to do that, because this is the vision that we had.
Yeah.
So we, of course, want to fulfill that vision somehow.
Yeah, of course.
So we're driven to it. So right now we're looking for a rose, and we're looking for the court of the Dark Overlord.
Yes.
We do see that smoking tower in the background.
There is a dark tower looming over the city.
But we should try to find that rose first.
Let's find the rose.
So should we see if any of those houses perhaps have a courtyard?
Yeah.
With a little shrubbery growing, with a little
great idea.
Thorny bush. I mean, the thorny bush outside our own childhood home has died.
Yeah. And it turned out to be only filled with thorns.
Yeah.
Just like our life has been up into now.
Yeah. So, okay. Possibilities. We can go to a new house looking for the courtyard, or we can go back to our childhood home.
Yeah.
This is the city of chaos.
Yeah.
So it may not be the home of the old hag anymore.
You're right. It's ever changing, ever shifting.
And perhaps we feel now that we basically have the power to blow down that house.
Yeah.
Like we can blow the roof off that house.
Exactly. We got our new pneumatic powers.
Yeah. We're like the wolf in the story of the 3 little piglets.
Yeah.
We're ready to blow down that house.
And let's return to our once childhood home, but is now inhabited by many different visions and weirdness. So let's see what we find this time.
And as we step outside, we don't go very far. We stand there, and take deep breaths.
Which you've learned now.
Yes. And this sort of foul smelling, now kind of rosy tinted foul. It's like, it's like the smell of putrescence. It has a sweetness to it. And we are only sensing the sweetness and not the putrescence.
No, exactly.
And we breathe deep into our lungs.
And the fog is just sort of disappearing into our nostrils.
And what happens outside the house? Outside the institute?
I'll tell you. Minstrel.
Ooh, a minstrel comes by.
The minstrel sings a song about great warriors, unrequited love, and the endless war between order and chaos. Could that be the wizard war? For a long period after she finishes, the crowd remains still as a crypt. Then shaking themselves, they toss coins to her and leave. The minstrel notices you watching her, smiles and says, "How can I help you, O brave adventurer? Do you wish to interact? Ask her for another story, potential clue.
Okay.
Or do you simply walk on?"
We're not the type to walk on, especially not at this point.
Of
like
course
we
not.
feel so much on top of the City of Chaos.
Yeah. Maybe she knows about the rose.
She's a minstrel.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps she's sung about the rose.
Yeah.
One of those songs about this unrequited love.
Yes, exactly.
Or was it requited love? I don't know.
Unrequited.
Unrequited. I don't know if requited love is actually something, but not around here. Anyway, so maybe in that tale, she mentions the rose.
Yeah.
And we catch on to it.
Yeah.
And we ask her, that rose that you sung about, where would we go find it?
Exactly.
So what do we do?
It says 112.
Let's see.
Hear all about the rose.
Let's see. Ooh. The minstrel sings the ballad of Byronitar. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's quite a long ballad.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, what is that sound that assaults the ear? Down in the city booming, booming. Only magical missiles, dear. The wizards, they are fighting.
Wizard War.
Is this a clue? The wizards are fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that light I see flashing so clear over the distance, shining, shining? Only the rose burning, dear.
Oh.
Bal Ashiram is retreating.
This is our chance.
Oh, why must the farmer come every year? And for what is he searching? He looks for his lost offspring, dear.
Perhaps.
With animals he is hiding. It feels like she's singing our song.
Absolutely.
Oh, why broken the crypt and splintered the tomb? Why are the dead arising to fill the court of Malachi, dear? The lovers and the unliving. The court of Malachi? Could Malachi be the Dark Overlord?
Maybe.
And was Malachi mentioned in one of our clues?
No. The Dark Overlord, I think, has to be Baal Ashiram.
The court of Malachi?
The court of Malachi, maybe that's his form. Maybe his was Malachi before he turned into the Dark Lord.
Maybe. But Bal Ashiram is retreating in front of the burning rose.
Yeah.
And the final verse. Oh, why was chaos unleashed here, and order now declining? Not for me to answer, dear. We must just keep surviving. Take clues 4, 9, 11, and 16.
Wow. A lot of clues.
We
unlocked the whole game.
We just unlocked something.
Yeah. For me, we unlocked the whole game.
So right now, let's just calm down here. Okay. Why must the farmer come every year, and for what is he searching? He looks for his lost offspring, dear. With animals he is hiding. I mean, at least in our state of mind, we are the lost offspring.
Of course.
What else could we be?
Of course. So our parents were farmers.
They were farmers. And they are hiding with the animals, and they're looking for us. And I feel that we have a role to play in confronting the chaos that is growing.
Maybe to save them, to free them.
This is what we saw in the vision.
Yeah.
What we saw in the vision was just one step ahead somehow.
Yeah.
But now we have the intermediate step. So if you will take clue card 4.
Dark Overlord. The vampire carries an invitation to dine at the Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
The dragon spittle spray will release the sentinel, and a ride on a brass bird might be very helpful.
Who will arrive on a brass bird?
The dragon spittle spray will release the sentinel.
Ah, the sentinel.
And a ride on a brass bird might be very helpful. So it's probably saying that we should maybe look into acquiring a brass bird.
Yeah.
Are we the sentinel?
It said it would unleash the sentinel or something.
Yeah, the dragon spittle spray will release the sentinel.
Okay. And the vampire is in the Dark Tower?
Yeah. The vampire carries an invitation to dine at the Dark Tower.
Oh, to dying.
So if we can get a hold of the vampire, get an invitation to dine at the Dark Tower, and we have some dragon spittle and a brass bird, that might be very helpful. It also gives a little extra lore here. Originally, we gave no clue cards, but found that clues were essential to playing the game. Well, it does help.
And I would also say that clues give you a sense of direction in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So it gives you something to try to track down.
Yeah.
And having a motivation in these kind of games, I think, is really important.
Sure.
Which is also why that we always invent our own little backstory, so we have something at least for our own narrative to go on.
What other clues?
Clue 9.
Clue 9. Let's see here. Clue number 9. The apothecary. This is called Wizard War. This is pertaining to... Okay, I see now. The clues. So...
Oh, these are the storylines.
Yeah, clue number 5 and clue number 4 are connected. They pertain to the Dark Overlord. Then we have clue number 6 and clue number 9. They pertain to the Wizard War.
Okay.
The apothecary has inadvertently started the feud between the wizards Nehostra and Mirhad. Their vast use of magic has torn the fabric of reality.
This is what is going on. And we saw in our vision at the altar something about the battle between Nehostra and Mirhad, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so the fabric of reality is being torn because of war of wizards unleashed by an apothecary. And then there is something else going on with the Dark Tower and the vampire.
Yeah. So we have two clues, directions to go in here.
Now we get 11 as well.
This is a whole nother storyline. City of the Dead.
Okay, we were at the cemetery, which was pretty much the City of the Dead, the necropolis.
Malachi hides in the necropolis. Using foul necromantic powers, he has trapped the soul of Isa. Isa's lover, Hisvet Sif, can never rest in peace until her soul is freed. So, if we want to rescue Isa and help Hisvet Sif, Isa's lover, we might want to go and confront Malachi in the necropolis.
But from our misadventure, we have learned that without the charm spell...
Yeah.
I mean, if we find the charm spell, we can go to the necropolis, but I don't think we should return without that.
No, me neither.
It's too dangerous.
It is simply too dangerous.
And then the final clue we get from the minstrel is number 16.
It's another storyline unlocked here. Plight of the innocent. Help the farmer mend his cart. He will reward you with the rabbit's foot.
But the farmer, is that our father?
I think so. I think the farmer is our father.
And what is his role in this whole debacle?
We don't exactly know. So we can try finding the farmer and help him out, mend his cart.
We can find the roads that we can use to confront the Dark Overlord. And we can also try to find the dragon spittle spray that will unleash the sentinel and a brass bird.
That's a tall order.
It's a tall. I mean, there's so much going on for us right now. But I think the clue that hits the strings of my heart is that the minstrel has sung a song. She spoke to us in that moment.
Yes.
And our father is searching for us.
Yeah.
And he's hiding with the animals.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, where are the animals in this town?
That's a great question. Where are the...
I mean, down here we have the ruined tower.
Yeah.
Up there we have the marble minaret. Then we have the dark tower. Then we have the
necropolis.
The necropolis. Okay. I don't think any of those locations would be where the farmer and his animals are.
He would probably have found a very good hiding place.
Yeah.
Far away from the dangers of the city.
So we were on our way back to our childhood home.
Yeah.
And I still think with this new information, this is where we have to go.
Yeah.
And perhaps we can now somehow see, perhaps it was all an illusion before. Perhaps we can somehow go in and we can, I don't know.
Yes, but I also think we could also try one of the other houses, because he's probably not going to hide in the Friedrich's home.
Right. And he's coming every year, so perhaps he doesn't even live in the city anymore.
No, maybe that's part of the story. That's how maybe they left the city. Maybe Friedrich was right when he was telling one of his stories that they had to flee the city and they left us behind.
Right.
So, but maybe they have to come back to sell their animals, perhaps, or...
For some reason, they were forced out of the city and they had to leave us behind. Yeah. They just couldn't take us. We were one mouth too many to feed.
Exactly.
And they just posited us a Dietrich, who perhaps he was a distant relation, perhaps he was someone they knew, and they basically put us in his care. And because of everything that happened, he met this new woman, and we were kicked out of home, and we had to flee the city.
Yeah.
So when our parents came back, because now finally they're ready to take us along, we were not there.
Yeah, but they of course, they had to leave the city to set up on a new venture of trading with animals, running a farm far out in the countryside. Couldn't bring us along. It was too dangerous, because the city, the area around the city at that time was plagued with bandits and
every year on this very day, they returned to the city to look for us, and they have been doing that for 20 years.
Yes. And they have all but given up hope.
Yeah. And somewhere in between all this, the city has been taken over by chaos. And we don't know if that story is in any way linked to our parents. But it certainly cannot be discounted.
There's got to be something to it. And also now the city has become so dangerous for them to visit that it's really, they're putting their life at risk every time they come here.
Yeah.
But they can't give up hope. They got to keep trying.
So we have a late joiner here.
Here, welcome, somatologist. Hi, sorry to join late, but you have to explore more locations. We have an order in chat, the first order of the evening.
Yes, and I see that that this is actually Martyn Oliver, the second designer of the game.
Welcome, welcome.
So thank you so much for joining. We are happy that you made it. We have had many adventures that we cannot possibly recount all of them.
No.
But I think we just outlined the basics of it. And we are searching for our fate, and we have now discovered who our father is, at least in an abstract sense. We haven't met him, but we know, and we know that he's somewhere in the city searching for us.
If you were a farmer, where would you hide? At the tavern?
He says he hides with the animals. Is there a stable or something?
Is there a stable? Yeah, that's a great one.
Is there like if there is a palace, or not a palace, but like a fancy building with stables, I'm thinking, with connected stables. Or perhaps there is a monastery where they keep stables out back.
Yeah.
Could that be a house near the minaret?
That's not a bad idea, I think. The ruined tower, unless the ruined tower has been turned into something else, I think the minaret is probably the best bet.
Because they could be, you know, these kind of benefactors that keep animals and...
probably also a thriving business hub.
And perhaps they would also be the people who actually know the goings on in the city. So that would probably also be a place that our father would go to search for us.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. There's no point in returning to the home where we grew up with Dietrich, because we have basically bypassed that now. We know everything he would be able to tell us.
Yeah. So rats are animals. That's true.
Ooh, no, it was not the rat catcher.
Well, we've said goodbye to the rat catcher.
But look, there is a house across the street.
Maybe that's
From
the
the
stables.
minaret.
Could be the stables.
Could be the stables.
Let's go.
Let's absolutely go. So the minstrel, she finishes her song, and we thank her. I think we should give her a groat. So we're gonna give a groat to the minstrel for revealing all this.
All the secrets unlocked.
All the secrets. And then we're gonna go past through the city gates, go down through these derelict old houses where the poor people live, and go past the minaret and into the house across and gently knock on the door. And what do we find?
A thief catcher's station. You notice a drab building, which is only noticeable by the blue...
Can you say that? Thief?
A thief catcher's station.
Yeah, like a police station?
But maybe. You notice a drab building, which is only noticeable by the blue lamp which hangs above the doorway. Sounds a bit like a police station. Upon entering, you come to a counter where behind it a burly gentleman in a blue uniform stands. Now then, he says, and how can I help you? Do you wish to report a thief or interact with the desk sergeant? Interact, I guess. We greet or we help or we threaten. I don't think we should threaten him.
No. We don't want to report a thief, do we?
Who?
Because we haven't...
Unless we want to claim that the pneumatic order stole our money.
I think we want answers.
Yeah.
We don't want to report anything.
But maybe he knows something.
Yeah.
Let's greet him.
Should we greet or help?
But help. He might send us on a fool's errand to catch a thief.
Okay, so should we just introduce ourselves?
Yes.
And maybe if that doesn't work, we can try to help him afterwards.
Yes, let's do that.
So he's what? He's the...
He is for...
What is he called?
Interact with desk sergeant.
Okay, so that is here. So desk sergeant, we're gonna greet him. So if you'll throw the die of chaos.
Let's see here. Chaos dice.
It's the squiggle.
It's a squiggle.
84. Let's see. Hi there, Sergeant. Have you seen this man? Asked the sergeant.
Okay.
He holds aloft a wanted poster of an innocent-looking priest.
Not a farmer, but
Don't
a
be
priest.
fooled by his looks. This one's committed to the resurrection of that foul despot. Ashiram.
Another
I hate that
disciple.
scum and all his followers. Okay, so the law is looking for Baal Ashiram disguised as a priest.
Was he not? Was he the disciple of Baal Ashiram, or was he in fact Baal
Oh, yeah,
Ashiram?
sorry. He is committed to the resurrection of the foul despot Baal Ashiram.
Okay.
But the sergeant station is right across from the minaret,
Yeah.
which could be a place where priests were found.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's probably been eyeing that place. He hasn't seen him gone out. But could this be a clue to us that maybe in the minaret there is some information on Baal? Maybe it has been infiltrated, contaminated, the order of monks.
Yeah. I think we have to go to the minaret anyway, just to make sure that there are no stables there.
Yeah.
We have to check it out.
Yeah.
So let's go there.
So we do not need to talk more with him, do we?
No, I think, his only concern is to catch thieves. And we're not so interested in that.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to help us. But he did perhaps provide us a clue.
Yeah.
So let's cross the street. Let's just say that nothing untoward happens. That's a very short walk. And then we go into the minaret. So you can take the minaret card and show it, perhaps. Now I put some fiercely and warrior in here. Let's see.
Imposing minaret.
Ooh. Wow. There gotta be priests there.
Very phallic looking building, I'm sorry to say. Marble minaret. In front of you rises a graceful minaret made from flawless marble. From the top of the minaret, you can see streaming comets of magical energy erupt. Wow. The marble wall offers no means of entry. The smooth marble is impervious to any type of forced entry, including the Numa Ram, which we are in possession of. But it is impervious, unfortunately.
So we blow and we blow and we blow.
There's simply nothing here.
What? There's nothing?
I can't decipher if there should be anything.
Perhaps you need some kind of clue that says that if you're at the minaret,
you can
go to this paragraph and somehow enter it or talk to someone.
Yeah, I think so. So
that was kind of a dead end for us right here. But we did get the clue that one of the priests are involved.
Yeah.
With resurrecting Baal Ashiram.
Baal Ashiram. We have a lot of leads leading towards Baal Ashiram. What do we do?
I mean, I also feel that, maybe in our desperation, we just knock on doors. And if we don't find anything knocking on doors, then we may just have to go to the Dark Tower.
I think the plague that is surging within our veins, is drawing us towards the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
So I think we can give it a shot, see if we come across something, but the only destiny that because the plague is taking over even not only our body, but also our mind.
Yeah, we're trying to follow our destiny, but there is something else searching within us.
Yeah, and I don't know if how much we can control it anymore.
It's getting more difficult.
Yeah.
But I think we still have the willpower to knock on at least one more door.
Let's do it. There is this place across the Dark Tower, for instance. Yeah,
because I think now we're just being pulled toward the Dark Tower. So let's say we cannot visit any locations that's not on the way to the Dark Tower.
Yeah, let's do that.
The energy is pulling us towards it.
Yeah. We can only control it so much.
So which way can we go and still...
Is
there a location we haven't visited?
We can go past this place here.
Oh yeah, that's great. So we go around the minaret. There's absolutely no point of entry.
No.
And we move down past the police station. As we pass the police station, something happens.
Let's see what it is. Traveling judge.
Judge. On his way to the station to judge somebody.
Maybe. You hear the cry of hang the thief, hang the thief. It's a very appropriate place.
Yes.
They're repeated over and over. A crowd blocks the street ahead. You see a makeshift court erected in the middle of the road. An old hawkish man in a dirty white wig presides over the trial of a young lass. The trial is obviously over as the judge bangs his gavel in to get silence. Do you attempt to save her? Or do you listen to the verdict? Well, it would be prudent to hear the verdict first.
Yeah, I very much agree.
We shouldn't just save anyone.
No. And also, we're also on a quest for ourselves. Maybe if we had just entered the city,
sure,
we would act otherwise, but...
So let's go to 208 to listen to the verdict.
Okay. So what does the judge pronounce? As you watch, the judge dons a black hood.
Oh no.
Young girl, intones the old man. You have been found guilty of a most grievous crime committed again and again. The crime is theft. By the laws of the Dark Overlord, your sentence is death.
Oh no.
You are to be taken to the nearest tree and hanged by the neck until you are dead. The crowd hisses with delight. You hear a scrawny character next to you say, "Excellent! I haven't seen a good hanging in ages." Do you attempt to save the girl?
That's a good question.
I mean,
we do have other matters to attend to, but on the other hand, we just can't let this go by, can we?
I mean, we were once someone who lived by thievery.
Yes.
And we don't know her, but we kind of know her kind.
We don't know if we don't know her.
We were one of her in that.
And you know, she is about our age. Maybe she was one of the kids that we grew up with.
She could have been.
No, she might as well have been.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think that's all that matters. You know, if we want to have any sense of sort of reclaiming our youth or where we came from,
yeah,
we should also protect the ones that are like us.
Yeah. Is that Greta?
It's Greta.
It's Greta.
Yeah.
God, it's Greta.
I think that's Greta. She has like those flappy ears.
Yeah, and her hair it doesn't have the shine that it used to. But you remember when we ran with her and the others?
Yeah,
we always had a good eye to Greta.
She was nice. She was always nice to us.
Yeah, she was a friend. She was almost more than a friend.
If we hadn't left the city when we did, who knows what could have happened?
Yeah. We gotta try to save Greta.
We gotta save Greta.
So we take a deep breath.
Hey, we have pneumatic powers, you know.
And we puff out our cheeks.
Yes.
And we need to do, I mean, we cannot fight the police force, so we need to do some kind of weird circumvention, grab her and run or something.
Yeah, something like that.
What did it say that we should do if we're trying to...
I think you have it, because listen to the verdict was the last thing we do.
But you say if you try to save her?
No, say, okay, that's true. 537.
Okay, here it comes, guys. And yeah, if this is going to be a downfall, this is going to be a downfall. Sorry, but we're going to try. As the judge pronounces the sentence of death, you subtly push through to the front of the crowd. The poor pickpocket is led by a burly executioner to a gnarled oak close by. Holding the girl tightly with one hand, the executioner tosses a rope noose over a thick tree branch.
Oh no.
You charge forward, screaming a battle cry at the top of your lungs. Greta! The crowd parts before you in a state of panic, and you easily reach the tree. To your surprise, the executioner releases the girl and backs off, saying, "Don't hurt me, I'm only doing my job."
Oh my God.
Taking the girl by the hand, you turn to escape, only to find you are surrounded by a large, bloodthirsty crowd.
Oh no.
You hear the judge urging the crowd on. Kill them! Kill them! Don't let them get away! Drawing weapons, the mob advances on you.
Where are all these weapons coming from?
Go to 50. This is Greta now.
This is not good.
Well, we have Greta.
I thought we were just gonna fight the executioner, but of course, it was not that easy. Okay, let's see here. The traveling judge. The crowd slowly approaches hungry for blood. There is no way out. Suddenly, from above you comes the cry. Hello, hello down there. Need some assistance?
Yes.
Looking up, you see a strange floating contraption drifting on the wind. A rope ladder snakes down from the basket beneath the balloon.
What?
You grasp the ladder and help the girl onto it. Quickly, following her, you ascend into the sky. The crowd below you roars with rage and swells forward to stop your escape. Roll the cube of chaos. Excellent.
Okay, so what we just climbed a rope ladder, dramatic movie-like.
Dramatic escape.
And there's like a Zeppelin balloon kind of thing above.
I think so, yeah.
And we roll the star.
A well-aimed stone strikes you squarely on the temple. Reroll cube of chaos. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This was not that easy. The moon. Stunned, you still manage to climb into the basket and safety.
Oh!
Awesome. If you survive, go to 435.
Wow.
Here we have it.
Who is this guy who...
Is this the brass bird?
Maybe, I don't know. It's not so brassy, but it sounds more like a mechanical bird or something, the brass bird.
We now meet the balloonist.
Okay.
You climb gracefully into the floating basket. Nice. An old gentleman welcomes you aboard. In a spot of bother, he asks... The pickpocket gushes with gratitude. Greta gushes with gratitude as you float gently away from the angry mob. The balloonist serves up a delicious luncheon of thick Ivarian tea, which we were offered earlier as well.
We could buy in the gift shop, I think.
Yeah, and buttered yap snacks, as the pickpocket explains how she got into trouble. I was outside the factory when along came the owner and a strange priest. Perhaps the disciple of El-Bashra
Oh, yeah.
or Baal Ashiram or whatever, how you pronounce it. As I hid, I heard them discussing about how Baal Ashiram will be so pleased when they present him with the magnesium rose.
Oh, he wants the magnesium rose.
Yeah.
The burning rose, of course.
Yeah. They said all they now needed was the dragon spittle spray, and the master would be triumphant. Never one to miss a fat purse, I plied my trade and lifted both their pockets. But before I could get away, they noticed me and gave chase. From the look on their faces, I must have had the rose itself. From the look on their faces, I must have had
She
the rose
has the
itself.
rose in her purse.
Anyway, before they caught me, I buried my loot. Take clue card number 2. So she has buried the rose somewhere. If the factory is on the board, the balloonist offers to drop you outside the gates. Otherwise, he will drop you wherever you desire. The pickpocket decides to stay with the gentle balloonist and be his apprentice. Okay, so if the factory is on the board, the balloonist offers to drop you outside.
Otherwise,
he will drop you wherever you desire.
let's just see what this clue is first.
Yeah.
The rose lies discarded on a pile of rubbish, ready for incineration at the factory. If you search there, go to 620.
Let's say the balloonist is not new around town.
Let's say he knows where the factory is.
Yeah.
So let's put the factory on the map.
Yeah. Could it be up near the Dark Tower?
Yeah, it could very well be. I'll just read it out here. Blackened chimneys cough huge clouds of acrid smoke into the city sky. You found the main cause of the smog, which chokes the streets. Before you, children are tugging at metal carts, filled with all sorts of refuse as they head towards a billowing furnace. Child labor. A rough-voiced man carrying a cat-o'-nine tails urges the children on to greater efforts, wielding the whip viciously.
Slave master.
So at the factory, you can talk to these children, you can talk to the supervisor, or you can enter the factory. But we can also search outside the factory.
Let's search.
Any point in us trying to enter that
No.
factory?
We don't want to get involved
Where
in
is
that.
the factory?
Is it
that one right next to the
Yeah, I think
tower?
so. I think so.
Okay. So Ulrich and Greta crawls down the rope ladder from the balloon.
Well, there was an option that she stayed as an apprentice at the balloonist.
No, she's with us.
She's with us. Yes.
She's recognized us.
Yeah.
So we're together now.
Great.
And then we search the rubbish pile, 620. And this is again in the Dark Overlord story.
Yeah. We do have a lot of clues on the Dark Overlord. Factory. Amongst the rubbish lying in this tip, you find the marvelous magnesium rose. Take the card from the special pack.
Ooh, now we also unlock the
We're
special
on the
pack.
special pack now, people.
Magnesium rose, you say?
Yes, please.
Beautifully sculptured, this delicate model of a rose is filigreed from a silver-white metal, created by the weapon makers of Byronitar, who believe a person's death is measured by the beauty of the weapon used to kill them.
Very poetic.
If you use the rose, it burns a brilliant white flame which no one can look at. It will banish all creatures of the night, vampires, shadow wraiths, and dark clouds of evil.
Sounds great.
Usable only once.
So we have to pick our battles here.
Is there more in this description?
No.
Okay. I sense the finale is coming.
It's coming.
So
We're close.
we have...
Maybe when we manage to defeat Baal Ashram,
Yeah.
maybe that will lift the curse over the city and we will be able to navigate it.
We have now found the only person that we have met before in this city. We have reconnected with our old orphaned friend. and she has discovered the rose, but she has no idea what that rose is for. But we have had our feverish plague dream where we saw that this rose can be used to dispel the evil that lurks in the dark tower.
Exactly.
So I think there is only one thing left to do.
Naturally.
So Greta and Ulrich joined hands. Rose in one hand, sword in the other.
Pneumatic powers in the cheeks.
Puff cheeks.
Puff cheeks.
We go around the dark tower, throw open the door.
Dark Tower unleashed. Let me find the Dark Tower card.
So guys, watching at home, be ready for the big showdown as we try to reconnect with our past and dispel the evil that lurks in Byronitar. Here it comes.
Okay. The Dark Tower. Black as pitch, dark as night, the Dark Tower looms ominously over you. Before you lies the entrance to the tower, exquisitely carved from granite. A huge dragon is wrapped around the tower, its head resting above the door. The gaze of the dragon pierces you to the marrow, and the voice as solemn as the grave. The gates swing open. It says, "Enter thee." So we're granted passage by the dragon, and we go to 508, the dragon door. You now have numerous options. Pick one and go to the paragraph mentioned. You can enter the Dark Tower. You can show a special invitation to the Guardian. You can spray the Sentinel with dragon spittle, or you can leave immediately. I think we should just enter, right?
I mean, we don't have the spittle.
No.
And we don't have the invitation, which was from the vampire who had the invitation, right?
Yes.
So I guess what we could have done was go to the vampire, use the rose to dispel it, and take the invitation. But now, without that, we just have to enter holding the rose.
Yeah.
We come with peace and love.
And maybe that's
like
enough.
Like always on the Hopeless stream.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's enough. Wait, I lost my footing here in the tome. Perusing the tome. 226.
But did you say that there was more that the dragon said that you didn't read?
Yeah, but the dragon said something about an invitation.
Which we don't have.
Which we don't have.
Okay.
So that might be a problem. We'll see. The Dark Tower. Ignoring the Guardian, you push at the stone door. Surprisingly, it is locked. Foolish mortal, says the dragon, and unleashes its breath at you. Take full damage with no defensive card. Dragon Breath. Draw opponent combat card and add +3 to attack. You can use armor and thieving skills level to lessen the damage. Nothing else.
We can also use our Numa skills,
We can use Numa skills to fight the dragon, yeah.
We'll do the Numa shield, and we're a level 2, and we're also blessed. So let's say we have a defense of 3.
Yes.
And then we take full damage from a card.
Yeah.
So, with 3 in defense, will that be enough to save us? What is it?
It's not good.
Okay. Attack 7.
Attack 7.
So it breathes flame at us.
Yeah.
And we are standing there lit like a torch. And the rose bursts into flame as well. Does something more happen?
No. And let's see here. 226. I don't think so. That's it. That's it.
So okay. The dragon breathes at us.
Yeah.
And we just burst into flame.
Yeah. Taking the rose with us. With it.
Or perhaps we do a cliffhanger for episode 2.
Yeah.
Which is that the last thing we do as we stand there, because we have contracted the plague. And we are actually doomed to die. Even if we dispel the evil, we would just become the evil already because it infested us.
Yeah.
But Greta is pure.
Greta is right there. She might be even standing behind the gate. We entered, or we tried to enter, but she's standing a little bit behind. She might be safe.
But perhaps our last thing that we do is that we manage to give the rose to Greta.
Yeah. We throw
Just
the
before
rose.
it bursts into flame, we throw the rose in slow motion out of this cascade of flame that surrounds us. And we turn around and scream, "Run!" And we just see Greta running, taking off the rose, standing there a few seconds too long, looking into our eyes.
As we burn.
And as our eyeballs start to melt, like it was foretold when we visited the witch in the very first house.
And our dark spectacles melt along with our face and our eyes down our skull.
We see Greta run out of the gate of the Dark Tower and disappear into the corridors of the city. And now the destiny of the city is in her hands.
Yeah. And she will be well versed in some of the clues that we've already shared with her.
We had a long, nice balloon ride over the city where we told her everything.
Exactly.
And she also promised, if we should perish, to find our father and tell him our tale.
So if we ever return to the City of Chaos, we might be playing as Greta.
We might be playing as Greta next time around.
Yeah.
But I think for now, this is where the story ends.
The Dark Tower and Baal Ashiram was too big of a foe to contend with.
I do think that what we could have done, as I said, was try to find the vampire, use the rose to dispel it, get the invitation, get into the tower that way. Then we'd probably still have like a horrible boss battle with Baal Ashiram. But I think this is as far as we can go today.
Yeah, I think so too.
Thanks everybody for following us on this journey through the City of Chaos. What a ride it was.
What a ride. And I think we barely scratched the surface. That's what it feels like.
I have this feeling that, you know, as you say, we barely scratched the surface. And one of the things I really like about that is that we could play this game again and again and again, and you would get perhaps a few of the same clues, meet a few of the same characters, but there would be so much new content that we could easily create a new story every time.
Just about the fact that there's 700 lookup tables in the Tome of Chaos.
700 crazy paragraphs where crazy things could happen, like a balloon appeared.
Yeah, that's also what I like about this game, that it's not your classical sort of dungeon delving universe. It seems that there's a little bit more steampunk inspired. You have crazy cults that delve in like wind magic and things like that. It just seems a little bit more nuanced in terms of the universe that it portrays.
I mean, it opens up a lot of possibilities. That is not just a question of whether there's an ochre or a goblin or an orc in the dungeon, and whether they have a pouch of gold or a magic sword, but crazy things can happen. And again, as in many of these games, and when we're often experienced when we're playing these paragraph-based games, it's the feeling that the things happen randomly, but they happen in a way that allows you to connect dots. So we, for example, had this whole little thing here at the end where we found the police station and they were looking for a monk who had turned to the bad side. We went over to the minaret, couldn't get in, go back to the police station. There's a public hanging taking place, and we meet this girl, and we had already established our past, meant that we could recognize her, flew away in a balloon. She had the rose that we had seen in the fever dream.
Stole it from the priest.
Stole it from the priest. We had seen this in a fever dream when we were dying at the altar praying for our lives.
Yeah.
So in so many different ways, these different things could be put together. Just with a little bit of imagination and storytelling, you can take all these random encounters and you can add them into something that's really, really meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah, and also really love the way that we gained a class. If you want to reference classic Dungeons and Dragons, but we actually we went to where the cult was residing, and we took classes.
Yeah,
and we gained magic, and all of a sudden we had a class to our character.
We became a pneumatologist.
Yes. And actually, in a way, I like the fact that instead of spending experience points to sort of master a trait, you spend, in this case, money. And I think, like for most games, that actually equals experience points in some way. You could sort of equal the amount of money you earn to the experience you earn.
Yeah, and I mean, that's also a classic Dungeons and Dragons trope that every gold coin that you earn equals an experience points.
Yeah.
Which points to the capitalist underpinnings of Dungeons and Dragons.
Which we do not condone.
No. Who are these evil dwarfs that live in caves in mountains and hoard gold?
Exactly.
So, but no, I mean, I think the concept of a city of chaos where everything is changing is something that really plays into the replayability of the game, because you could have the feeling, like, say we did the second installment of the game, then we would play as Greta, and we would create a background for her, we would enter the city again, and we would just continue where we were, and we could basically just add in new locations. I know that the game is meant to be played in the way you lay it out tile by tile. It also meant to be played multiple players, but this little setup that we did here, we could continue in the same town, we could remove all the locations and just re-establish new locations because the city is morphing and changing.
Yeah, and one thing we did not try is to play with multiple characters, but we usually don't do that on the stream here because it becomes too hard to follow, basically. So it's easier for us to just play one character, but I'm sure that this game unlocks a whole nother playstyle if you are several players.
Yeah, and I mean, characters can attack each other. There's all sorts of things that can happen in the game, and you can share clues or not share clues. And you can, of course, also perhaps learn from something that happens to other characters. Or I guess, I don't know how that exactly works, but I guess if you establish that a location is something specific, then another character can go to that location and have a different interaction with that location. So I think that there's a lot of possibilities in it. But of course, our intention here is just to really sort of showcase the game. And this was our first run through it. Yeah. And it just delivered on so many levels. It was a great story.
I love the Tome of Chaos. It's just so nice to have to look up what happens. That's a nice feeling.
Yeah, but it's still a feeling because it's written as a coherent. I mean, the encounters are random, but it's set within the same setting. There are overarching narratives. So we keep hearing the name of Baal Ashiram, for example, which really gives you this feeling that it's not just completely random. Like there are echoes of the same storylines.
One thing I would have loved is because I think that some of the art style that is, for instance, on these guild membership cards, this more abstract, which is, I would say, unusual in terms of dungeon crawling games. This more abstract artwork, I think, is very nice, and also these small figurines that we looked at. Yeah, it's more it's more grotesque in a way, which I really enjoyed.
So the genre is really difficult to pin down. Yeah. But I think it's also one of the strengths, like that you walk into it with an expectation this is going to be sort of a classic Warhammer Fantasy role-playing kind of universe. But then there's something more to it. I think it probably makes the game, I'd imagine, more difficult to sell to an audience because it's difficult to sum up. I don't know how I would describe this game in terms of genre. But once you sort of come over the threshold and you start experiencing it, it makes sense. You just accept what is there.
Yeah. The combat, we didn't do a lot of combat. I think also we realized quite early on that the game would be very short if we did too much combat. So we did scathe a little bit over that. I don't know. I think the combat system is novel, unique. I don't know if that's the strongest part of this game, but I thought it was novel at least, and I thought it was kind of nice, trying a new way of combat. Yeah,
I mean, again, I think this game, what carries it for me is the atmosphere, it's the narrative, and but it's also a question of play styles, right? Like the games that we often like to play is. If combat is short and sweet, we're happy. Yeah. And especially if combat is something that you can use as story beats. Yeah. I love the idea, for example, that we got bitten by a rabid dog and caught the plague. Yeah. And we used that as a way to get fever dreams. Yeah. So we just drew a clue that we were not instructed to draw. Yeah. But that we could kind of have all the tools of the game and just use it to create our own narrative.
Yeah. I should also say that we are perhaps not the most combat-focused players.
Sure.
But yeah, overall, a very, very eccentric, unique, cool game with tons of possibilities, tons of things to discover. I like all the hidden stuff, the clues that you get, slowly unraveling the mysteries.
But that's also what sort of elevates it above a classic dungeon crawler. It's not just about killing and getting loot. Actually, I was happy that we were in so few combat situations. Most of our interactions were actually sort of friendly, diplomatic, greeting someone, helping the builder, going into a shop, buying stuff. Like there was a lot of other things. So it was not just every encounter has to be a combat.
No, I wasn't like that at all. And I think actually for me, the strengths are definitely just going on a discovery through the city, seeing what you find.
Yeah, and since it's so rich in content and you can do it multiple times, then of course I understand there is limited replayability in the sense of once you unlock these main storylines, I guess you know what to do, but you still don't know where to find stuff. You'll still find stuff in different sequence, and if, like us, you are more interested in the story that you generate yourself than in the story the game provides, or you use the story that the game provides as a springboard for creating your own stories, it doesn't really matter too much.
No, but I also see that you could definitely play this if we hadn't taken our liberties with the mechanics and the story. I don't think we would have gathered so many clues. So I think the replayability can also lie in that you played it once one weekend and you gained five clues or so. So you barely sort of started to realize what was going on. So you would have to play it the next weekend and the next weekend again to slowly start to pull at the threads.
It seems a little bit like being in a role-playing campaign and you have to play multiple sessions to complete the campaign.
Yeah.
And I think it's even fine that if your character dies and you restart, but you, of course, you cannot remove that knowledge as a player that you've gained from the playthrough, but you just carry that with you. And if you just make a reason, come up with a reason why you know that, or you just change your entrance into the story, that it works fine.
I would allow that if this was my game and we were played multiple weekends.
If we're gonna do the Greta tour, we'd take everything that we learned now and we'd build on that, and we would still be out looking for his father and everything.
So if this took us 3 hours while also skipping a lot of combat, and also not winning at all, not even close, I can imagine there's many hours left in this game.
Yeah. I mean, I would say there's at least 4 or 5 good solid sessions in this game before you may find things happening, reappearing too quickly, right? And I see that Colin is in chat. He says, yes, you just scratched the surface.
But also we have Tosa says, what a journey. Hope you enjoyed the game. It's a hard mistress, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
It seems very unforgiving also. It's not easy.
No.
There are a lot of quality of life improvements in the new edition. That's cool. I'm wondering what that is, and I guess we'll see once it's announced. Tosa says, we wanted you to start out as a blank character, where what you did was more important than what you who you started as.
Yeah, I think that's a double-edged sword. I mean, I really like the idea. I always like to I like to have a motivation.
Yeah.
When I begin a game, and it's okay if the game doesn't provide it, but I'll come up with something.
As for me, I think you can solve that problem quite easily by just saying you're starving. You need to get something to eat before you can venture forth, and then that is the motivation to just do something.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be plot driven. The first interaction. It's just something to get you going.
And there is this thing. It's kind of a thing in game design studies where you talk about what are the different kinds of rules that exist. And sort of at the most basic level, games have formal rules. And these are all the rules for movement, for combat, for taking cards, and so on. Then there are many other different kinds of rules, like there are social rules around the table, of course. But one of the kinds of rules that you talk about is also internal rules. And that's exactly the goals that you set for yourself as a player. And they kind of determine the choices that you make in the game, because you want to create a character that is true to themselves and not just completely at the whim of random die rolls. And when you think about that, it's like you can only put so many rules into a game. There are rules that come from the social situation, from the materiality of the game, from the intentions of the players, and all you can do with those rules is you can encourage, you can notch, but you cannot write them out. So if you provide something like this, then of course you're also open to people playing the game the way they want.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to come up with counters to it, but I think you can encourage these kind of things.
You can nudge it along.
Yeah.
The combat has been redesigned.
Okay. The combat
interesting.
has been redesigned for the new version. Interesting.
Okay. The new edition adds plenty of new features. In the new edition, you start as a specific character with a specific reason you are in Byronitar. Yeah, I think for me would probably be a good addition. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm looking very much forward to getting our hands on this new edition.
Yeah, and it seems it'll be out in the not too distant future.
But thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Toasted and Somatologist, for hanging out and checking out our playthrough.
Yeah, this was a blast. Thank you for creating this game 30 years ago, so we can play it now, and that we can have a new edition coming out, and we would be totally up for another round of City of Chaos once it's out.
There's only one thing left to say before we bid you adieu.
Which is stop winning,
start losing,
and stay hopeless.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.